Welcome to the unboxing of the brand new MacBook Pro that features an ultra high resolution of 2880 by 1600 on an IPS panel. That is an incredible resolution for a laptop today. It comes standard with a 2.3 GHz quad-core Intel i7 processor that comes standard, upgradable to more, and also comes with 256 GB of solid-state storage, which is also upgradable to more if you have the money. It comes standard with 8 GB of memory, but it's upgradable to 16, and also comes with the new Ivy Bridge Intel 4000 graphics integrated, along with the 1 GB 650 NVIDIA M Kepler graphics. Now, this is also redesigned with a thinner chassis, 4.46 pounds, 720p front camera, and brand new ports, which we'll discuss later after the unboxing. So let's take a look at this MacBook. And there it is with the box off. And let's take the tab up. And on first impression, it is very light compared to the old MacBook Pro. And it feels very solid as usual from an Apple product. So let's put this aside and take a look at what's in the box. Usually Apple doesn't carry much in the box, so let's see what we have here. And here is the new charging port here, and the difference with this one and the prior MacBook Pro is the MagSafe. So let's take a look at this new MagSafe 2 connector, which is silver in finish. And it's square as well, a little bit wider but thinner. So we'll go into more detail on the full review. Okay, and let's take a look at what's in this packet. I'm assuming some startup guides, and if you need to read all this about your Mac Core apps, you can. And there is some Apple stickers, people love or hate, and there is a cleaning cloth, and that looks like to be it. Alright, nothing else in the box, so let's go ahead and set that to the side. And let's take a look at the laptop and take the plastic off of it. And let's take a look at the back, and you can see that there's vent ports now on both sides. So a total of 6 on the bottom. Non-removable back without screwdrivers. Pretty hard to upgrade from what we see on other sites that have torn down it. So let's take a look at a MacBook Air 13-inch for size comparison. This is the last generation MacBook Air. So you can see that the 15-inch MacBook Pro is very large compared to it. But if you look at the thickness, it is pretty close in the back. So the thickest part of the MacBook Air is about the same thickness throughout as the new Retina MacBook Pro. So there is the new MagSafe, which is longer and a little bit thinner. On the new MacBook Pro, instead of one, they give you 2 Thunderbolt ports that can be used for any other peripherals, especially driving large high-resolution displays. And there is your USB 3 and your headphone connectivity. So finally USB 3 on a Mac, but no color-coded USB 3. They're both hybrid ports, and we can take a look on the other side where you will find another USB 3, USB 2 port, and the biggest notable change here is the HDMI out. First on a Mac, which I could not believe, and there is a full-size SD card slot. So you can take a look at the back here, and the thickness of the new MacBook Pro is very comparable to the MacBook Air's thickest side of the hinge, which is an incredible feat for such a powerful machine. So there is a look in comparison of the MacBook Pro Retina with the MacBook Air. Alright, now let's go ahead and open the device. And there's a screen cover. And let's readjust the camera a little bit so you can get a full view of the Mac. Now with the SSD, we're going to see how fast it boots up. And there's the power key right there. And let's go for the first boot. My experience with the MacBook Air is even though it had lower processing power, the SSD made a complete difference in your normal day-to-day computing, such as opening apps, storage transfer, and different things like that. So this is my first MacBook Pro with solid-state drive. So it'll be very interesting to know how this performs on day-to-day tasks and also with pro applications. So well, that's a pretty fast boot. All right. So let's just skip all this and I'll set it up and we'll come back and do a first initial preview. Now let's take a look at how macOS scales for this Retina display. If you look at the default setting, it is still showing 1440 by 900, but effectively doubling the pixels. But if you want more space, you can click over here and get a 1900 by 1200 view, which is the same resolution that you would get on the previous high definition options from the MacBook Pro line. So here you can kind of change it to the middle of the road to where you can get less workspace but manageable pixels. And here with the best for Retina display, it's going to be scaling to 1440 by 900 doubling pixels, and there you can go to 1280 by 800 and even go down to 1024 by, which you don't want to, but you can change on the fly here and scale the resolution to where you need it to be. So that's a pretty neat option in macOS, and also adjusting for the Retina display. So depending on the size that you need and the workspace you need on your laptop, you can change that to however you see fit, and it looks great either way. So this screen is not going to do it justice on the videos or pictures. You got to see one in person. It is super sharp and the color contrast is great. Now when you zoom in to text, you cannot individualize the single pixels, but the only downside of this is that the third-party applications have not updated for the Retina graphics, so if you use something like Chrome, it won't look as good. This still comes with a great backlit keyboard, and the only keyboard changes is that power button on the right hand side. You still get a great multi-touch big trackpad, and they said that there is redesigned speakers and dual mics, and that's what I'm recording with right now. No external mics. So this is the sound quality. There's much more to come on this. If you want to see anything with the new MacBook Pro, please put that in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and I will make the videos as you want it. Thank you for watching.